Hey guys, wanted to make a little video about stall mats. I know that it seems like this has been beat to death, but I've worked with them several times and there's a couple different styles, and I thought I would go over a few tips that I haven't seen covered before that have helped me. So we'll start off with a few of the tools that you'll need to put everything down. I used a putty knife over at the edges to tuck in the piece of tape rather than leaving it at the edge there. You can see it's tucked in, whereas if you don't go all the way, it's going to have a tendency to get dirt under it and pull up. Then I also used a razor knife to trim the mats. See all the trimmings over there. You're going to need to do this pretty much regardless if you're going wall to wall, just because our walls are not ever a perfect dimension. I used Gorilla Tape, which is a very common recommendation, and I agree with that recommendation, obviously. It's done a great job for me. Prior to using it in my last garage gym, it was, I kept having to kick the stall mats back into place, and it was a pain. So, other than that, prior to doing the tape, I tried acetone and I tried rubbing alcohol, and they both work. I found that rubbing alcohol or isopropyl alcohol works just as well. So no need to spend the extra money or go searching for the acetone. Although I do like acetone better for cleaning for paint prep. I also tried shop towels for soaking the alcohol into the rag and wiping, and I found I didn't like that as well as just using these actual cloth rags. You can buy the bags of these, they're pretty cheap and they don't leave any lint, or they don't degrade, so I think that's a better option. Also got several different types of stall mats. Contrary to what the videos would make you believe, there are more than one type, there's more than one supplier. These are my original stall mats. They have a diamond plate pattern, and when I expanded my garage gym, I could not find these within several hours of me. So I decided to go with these flat stall mats, which were in the time of Corona, and it took me about an hour drive to even find these. Found some that had leaves. I found pretty good variety. So given the choice, I would recommend the flat ones. I have never had any kind of imbalance issue when doing deadlifts, squats, any type of movement with this diamond plate pattern, but when it comes to taping, there's a little bit more involved if you want it to stay. I did not use quite as much care the last time, and the Gorilla Tape is just so awesome that it held up pretty good, but it did start to peel in a few places. Your main challenge is going to be right here on the edges on the diamond plate where it's raised up. You can see here I've managed to get really close and get everything kind of tucked in and stuck to the actual ridges. Now, how I did that? Something you probably have in your garage gym, an ab wheel. So I've laid the tape down, tried to even it out to where there's about an inch on each side of stall mat, and I'm going to start just by rolling back and forth. You don't have to start exactly at one end or the other. You're just trying to basically get it laid out. And then, once you've done that, the diamond pattern goes two directions. They go this way and this way. They're perpendicular. So I will go roll with the corner of the ab wheel all in one direction. And then, once I've done that, now in this piece I've got one piece of diamond plate and one piece on the other, on the flat stall mat. But if I did have it going the other way, I would then, just go like this. Go the opposite direction, go perpendicular. And that's it. That is actually the biggest hack that I have for installing these. I found it to be the most helpful. And the only thing I have to add is on these flat stall mats, where they meet, if you kind of work along the ridge, that helps you, I find you get a little better adherence. And that's all I've got. I hope this helped you out. If it did, give the video a like, and maybe I'll make more. Thing I almost forgot, when you get to the edge here, you're not going to be able to use the ad wheel. It won't quite get in there. So I just want a small piece here to kind of rub along and get all the way in there to the very end. And it worked pretty good for me. So, you know, you could use that for the entire strip. Here it is after I'm all done. And here it is where two stall mats are coming together. But the ad wheel just makes it a little quicker than using a little chunk.